Hi, I'm Barry Ostrowski. At Barnabas Health, we believe citizens need to be informed about the important healthcare issues affecting their lives. That's why we're proud to support healthcare programming produced by the CAUCUS Educational Corporation and their partners on public television.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Barnabas Health. Life is better healthy. Investors Bank. New Jersey Resources. NJIT. New Jersey Institute of Technology. MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey. New Jersey Sharing Network, dedicated to saving lives through organ and tissue donation. And by Adler Aphasia Center, helping stroke and brain injury survivors recover their speech. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and NorthJersey.com. And by Commerce Magazine.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Every year, the Russ Berrie Foundation holds their Inspiring Making a Difference Awards, honoring extraordinary individuals for their heroism and community service. Now, after hosting this very special event, I was able to speak to some of these remarkable individuals. Here are their stories. We're here with Dominique Lee, who is our $50,000 winner of the Russ Berrie Awardee for Making a Difference. What did that feel like?
Very humbled in so many different ways. It felt very interesting, I'll put it that way.
Talk about the difference you're making every day in Newark with those school children.
So it's a team of us that are really trying to do what is necessary for give children an opportunity to be successful in life. So giving them a hope, that's the first thing, restoring hope, giving them the tools to have success in their careers and their education. So it's a whole process.
And the biggest difference you're making in terms of how you've been creative to do that with your colleagues at Teach for America.
So we work with existing partners and we try to change public policy. So it's one thing to attack the issue within your classroom. It's one thing to do it at the school level, but we're now trying to do it as a system-wide process that will affect all children across Newark. So to basically take the learnings that we learned at the school level and taking that to the public policy realm.
Dominic, let me ask you this. The organization you created called BRIC, what does it stand for?
Building Responsible, Intelligent, Creative Kids.
Where'd you come up with that name?
We were actually in the Ironbound in Newark, and there was a brick wall, and we said, let's call ourselves after the city, Brick City, and developed the acronym.
and the test scores in Newark, these were kids at what grade, reading at what grade?
No problem. So the schools that Avon, our first school that we assumed control over, was the lowest performing school in Newark and actually the second in the state. So you're talking about single digits in many of the grades of passing the state exam.
You said we took it over. Tell folks who say understand who we really are.
Yeah, so Dr. Janey at the time was the superintendent, and he gave us the ability, it was 6 of us, Teach for America alumni.
Of the schools?
Of the school. 6 Teach for America alumni came together, asked Dr. Janey to basically do a turnaround effort at Avon Avenue School, and that's BRIC, the organization.
Wasn't that scary?
It was scary, and it was a little naive of us to try to have the audacity of hope to think that we can actually do something different. We have, right?
What kind of things did you really do to turn it around?
No problem. So one, we put hope back into the school. That's primary example. Quality teaching, making sure that the right teachers are in the right classrooms. Meeting the needs of the students academically and social and emotional. And those are 2 different needs, right? Because you have your academic needs and then you have your social and emotional needs, because many of our children live in an environment where toxic stress is a daily occurrence, right? So we as a school have to address this toxic stress that they're coming from every day.
A lot of these children are facing violence, drugs, lots of danger on the streets, and their home life tough.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, in our neighborhood, 50% of our kids live on less than $10,000 coming into the household every single day.
Say how much? $10,000 every what?
Every year.
That's every year?
Yeah, $10,000 every year. 70% of our kids are in a single female head household. About 2/3 of our kids are in poverty. So a whole host of issues that children basically confront every day, which leads to this whole notion of toxic stress. You know, it creates all types of issues around their health, their academic stability. Home life sometimes is not the best situation. So it's our responsibility to look at school not in an old traditional mindset, but how does the school basically wrap all these services necessary for the child to be successful?
Dominique is giving children in Newark a fighting chance by improving schools and providing support services, but also, it doesn't say it here, but providing much needed hope to children and families to end generational poverty. He is changing mindsets, changing the conversation, changing lives about how to educate our neediest children. Angelica, I'm sure, is proud. The committee is proud, and I'm positive Russ would be so proud of our $50,000 Russ Berrie awardee for making a difference, Dominique Lee. We're here with Angelica Berrie, who is the president of the Russ Berrie Foundation. Angelica, we just finished interviewing Dominique, who's the $50,000 winner, and all these other great winners. People are leaving this great luncheon. Your thoughts about our 19th year of doing this?
I'm thinking of impact and saying there's over 2,500 nominees. It's a whole community of good out there, 264 winners. I mean, that's making a difference in New Jersey. If you think about the ripple effect, 2,500 people, a whole network like that, I mean, for me, that's Russ's legacy.
I'm proud of you.
It's more than proud. I think it's just a deep-seated feeling of contentment to see that one man's dream can happen, and that was Russ's.
It's a heck of a group this year.
Fantastic cohort. I think that they were amazing. And every year we've got outstanding ones. But this year we had a young person. We had someone who was so dedicated to education.
Someone 92?
Someone 90. We had the whole range.
Yeah. A great year. Thanks, Angelica.
Thank you, Steve, for doing this every year.
We're here with Brandon, who, in fact, accepted the award for his wife. Tell everyone who your wife is.
My wife is Ann Chevalier McMahon.
Yeah, and we recognize Ann, who's been at it for a long time. Describe Ann, and by the way, show her picture to everybody. Let's get a good shot. You got that shot of Ann? Describe, as we're looking at Ann, what makes her such a powerhouse?
She's been at it for decades, and it was an issue. It was something that the family, that her parents, Rose and Ralph, instilled in everybody in the family.
Hold on, let's make sure everybody understands that she was facing some physical difficulties. Not everybody watching on public television knows that Ann, 27 years in human services, but born with spinal muscular atrophy.
Yes, right now she's in the bed most of the day, but it doesn't stop her from doing things for our new journey. It's through the phone, through computer, anything that she can do to help a family.
And so she's one of our Russ Berrie winners this year. What was it like for you to go up on that stage and accept for her?
I wish she was here. She's a much better representative, and it's her heart. It really is what she believes in. She really believes in helping others, and I'm honored to be her husband. So I stand behind her on everything.
What do you say to the other winners and the folks at the Berrie Foundation?
I think it's wonderful. I think it's what it's all about. And we were talking about it before. It's kind of a shame that we don't know about everything that's going on until a ceremony like this, or until you actually have the need and find one of these nonprofits and charities that do this kind of wonderful work.
Thanks, Brandon.
You got it, Steve.
We're here with Brian Meersma, who continues to struggle with dyslexia, but that didn't stop you from being one of the Russ Berrie awardees for making a difference. Talk about it.
I think I was really lucky to have people outside of school supporting me, and that's what helped me succeed. So I hope to give back in some way through the blog and the different things I do in the community.
You started an organization, or is it basically through the blog?
It's a blog, and then I do independent presentations and work groups with kids with other kids who have dyslexia.
Why did you even do it in the first place? How did you even say, I want to help other people?
I guess because I struggled so much at first, personally. And then I saw how these technology tools could help so much, and I wanted to get that in the hands of as many people as possible.
What's it done for you to help so many others?
It's really gratifying, and it's nice to see people's kids' face light up when they see that they can access things independently.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're here with Paige Alnick, who's one of our Russ Berrie awardees for making a difference. Now, you were 19 years of age and you started an organization called Donate a Toothbrush. Why and what difference has it made?
Why? Well, I started doing this when I was actually 15, and I've grown up with the belief that if you have something, you should give something back. And so one night I was brushing my teeth, and kind of randomly I started thinking, this is a habit. I do this all the time. Why is this important? Does everybody get to do this? And so what I started doing was I started doing a little bit of research and seeing if there was an actual need for toothbrushes and where they were needed most and why people needed them. And so I came into contact with World Dental Relief, which is run by Dr. Ron Lamb, and he heads this mission organization that sends out 60 dental missions every year to 60 different countries all over the world, and they provide anything from dental equipment to dental services to toothbrushes. And he told me that without the toothbrushes, without a way to maintain what these missionaries are doing, there's no point in having the problems fixed. So that inspired me to create this organization, and it's spiraled out of control in the best way possible.
Yeah, out of control is a good thing. How many toothbrushes are we talking about?
Currently 153,000 and growing. So,
what difference has it made, in your opinion?
In my own personal life, it's taught me to appreciate a lot of the smaller things that we take for granted, but for on a more global scale, I think that it's really given somebody who doesn't have anything to clean their teeth with, to prevent diseases with, to have a smile, to feel confident with their smile. It's given them the opportunity to keep themselves clean and to healthy. So it's really important to me.
Thanks for making a difference, Paige.
Thank you so much.
This is Dora Arias, who is one of our winners, the Russ Berrie awardees for making a difference. The name of your organization is?
Cuidémonos, or Healing Together.
That's what it means, healing together, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Now, you were diagnosed with breast cancer in 2003, and while it was incredibly difficult for you, you decided that you would try to make a difference for others because?
Because I'm Latina. I was originally born in Colombia, and in 2003, I was only 39, married with 2 young girls, and despite having financial support, strong support structures, financial stability, and medical insurance, it was very difficult navigating the system and learning about the diagnosis.
Okay, but so it was so hard for you. I'm devil's advocate. Why don't you say, all right, it's hard for me, I'll take care of myself. What are you doing thinking about so many others who are struggling as well?
Because back then, I realized what happens to the other women that do not speak the language, that do not have medical insurance, that are alone in this country, diagnosed with breast cancer. How do they overcome? And that's how I decided to establish a non-for-profit organization called Cuidémonos.
Describe exactly the impact your organization has had so far.
I've educated over 2,000 women in the community, Latinas, and our focus are minority women, underserved and uninsured, because they're the ones that are having the difficulty navigating into the system, whether it's to get a free mammogram or once they're diagnosed with breast cancer, the resources that they need, the financial stability. Those women, when they're diagnosed, they're dealing with other issues besides just the diagnosis, is the financial necessity. And so I do a lot of outreach in the community. I help them connect to free mammograms. Women that are diagnosed with breast cancer, I help them get the financial resources that they need, whether it's for medication, to pay for the rent. I have a support program right now out of Jersey City Medical Center, which is, my understanding, is the first Spanish support program in Jersey City. And you know what the population there is.
What has it done for you to be able to do all this? How does it feel?
It feels great to help someone in need. The level of gratitude that you get in return is amazing. And right now I'm focusing on the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act, because 70% of the women in this country are not told of their breast reconstruction options when they're diagnosed with breast cancer. And I'm happy to say that I have the support of Assemblywoman Nancy Munoz, and we're going to make that a state resolution.
Final question, what would you say to those at the Russ Berrie Foundation for selecting you and all the others who are winners this year in the 19th year of doing this.
It is such a great honor to be part of this and to know that there's so many other people out there doing different things, but helping the community, really making a difference. And I'm just one little one in
You're a big part.
group, and it's just amazing. It's a great award, and being an honor is tremendous.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're here with Tony Bevavino. Now, Bevavino means drink wine, right?
Right, you got it.
Former science teacher, bed and breakfast owner in Cape May, New Jersey, but that's not why you're being recognized. What did you decide to do several years ago when you saw that there was a need, people who were cold, people were suffering, and you saw these bed and breakfasts were leaving what behind?
Blankets, sheets, bedding. So I called every bed and breakfast in Cape May, and it mushroomed. Then I got into the clothing and toys and all the other stuff. It's amazing. People are wonderful when they know there's a need out there.
Talk about that. People are wonderful.
Yes. If they know there's a need, they will give what they can, and sometimes they even offer monetary, which allowed me to buy sleeping bags through the group of women I'm with today for the homeless veterans in Cape May County.
Let me ask you something. What do you think it was, Tony, that triggered in you a desire, when you first did it, what do you think it was that triggered in you, hey, I need to make a difference?
I never really gave it any thought. Grew up in very poor surroundings, one of 5 children, dad, poor family. But when you see a need, there's something in your heart that tells you, do what you can because the good Lord's been good to you, so give back.
And that was it?
I'm sorry?
And that was it? That triggered it?
That triggered it.
And then how'd you get the other people to jump in?
I called. And what I did was I went to every agency locally and asked if they needed help. And then I would go and then call all my friends and ask for specific things. I've been doing this for 35 years.
Largely as a one-man shop?
Yeah, one-man shop.
What do you get out of it?
Just knowing that people are warm, there's food on the table. And in our society, I find it abominable that people don't have the basics to have a good life.
What would you say to the Russ Berrie Foundation for acknowledging you and all these other great people?
Thank you, and keep up the great works. They do a great job inspiring people and then recognizing what they're doing for other people. And that's the major thing.
You keep it up as well. Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you, Steve.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
We're here with Linda Gillick, one of the big winners. Everyone's a winner here, but the $35,000 winner, the Russ Berrie awardee for making a difference. Go all the way back. 35 years ago?
Actually 36, when my son was diagnosed with cancer at 3 months of age.
Now, you're down in the Toms River area at the time, and do you think, hey, this is horrible, obviously, what happened to your son, but do you think, hey, something's going on in the water, something's happening? Because you were the one who started this.
I know, I get blamed for everything.
No, that's a good thing, because you said, just so you know, what Linda's being recognized for is putting pressure on government officials and others to find out what was going on in the water, that the cancer rates were so high among the children in the Toms River area.
Actually, when my son was admitted into the hospital, by the time he was 6 years old at Sloan Kettering, there were like 40 beds on the unit, and 15 had children from Toms River. And that was the red flag that went up and said, this is not normal.
But let me ask you something. What kind of impact have you had for all these other families, these parents and others who have children dealing with cancer in the Toms River area? What have you done for them so people understand that?
Well, I guess I've tried to make it a safer place for the children that they have left, for the children that are going through treatment, whose immune system is down, to make sure the water is safe. And for those that have lost their battle, that made me promise that I would find out why they were going to die. So I took it to heart, and I needed to make a difference, and I will continue. I promise everyone I will continue to make sure that our community is safe and that it will make a difference around the country, because it's not just Toms River.
What has this fight been like?
tough. When I started out, I was a size 6. Look at me now.
You look great.
All right. Stress is a lot, and my family has gone through a lot to be supportive, but they know why. And you take on chemical companies, you take on the government, you're taking on a lot. But the thing is, you don't back down because you got to do what's right.
Was it not enough just to help your son?
No, because you know what? Every day I started Ocean of Love, and every day I work with children with cancer, and I want to make a difference, and I want to help them to have a better life and to try to safely make it through this horrible disease.
Congratulations, Lynn.
Thank you so much.
Tom started helping young people in Jersey City to go to college by putting dollars out for their scholarships. Why, and what impact have you made so far?
Well, what we've done, Steve, is we started in Jersey City. We're focused in Jersey City, Newark, East Orange, Bayonne, and Elizabeth is the area in which we're supporting people. And when we got started, the idea was that, you know, the state had taken over the schools in both Newark and Jersey City, and the chances for kids graduating from high school and getting the test scores they needed to get to college were pretty marginal. And so what we want to do is give scholarships to people to go to private high schools in the city, in their neighborhoods, and so that they could you know, get the test scores and the graduation certificate to enable them to get a scholarship for college.
The name of the organization is?
The Student Partner Alliance.
How'd you get other people? Sorry, how'd you get other people to kick in?
Well, it's, you know, when you talk to people about it, and you know, you explain what's happening in the inner cities today, and what the facts are, and what a difference it makes, and people automatically say, "Gee, this is a wonderful idea. I'd like to be part of it." And what happens, Steve, is you can actually put a person at the end of the recipient, so you can see where the contribution is going and track their progress through 4 years of high school.
What does it feel like to be part of this great group of people making a difference at the Russ Berrie Awards, the 19th year?
It's a fabulous organization. I mean, and a fabulous concept, you know, to really recognize people who are doing things. So a humbling experience to be here with people who have done so many different things.
Congratulations, Tom.
Thank you, Steve.
We are here with Eileen Griffith, who is one of the Russ Berrie awardees for making a difference. She headed up an organization called Community Hope, and tell folks exactly what that organization is.
Well, it was started to make long-term housing for people coming out of Greystone Park Psychiatric Hospital, and that was 30 years ago. And then we branched out into, we developed many beds, and we branched out then into our veterans programs, which were over 10 years ago, and we serve a lot of veterans and veterans' families. We have the program at the Lions campus, and we also have the supportive services for veterans and their families, and that's in several counties in New Jersey and now in Pennsylvania too.
Why did you do this, Eileen, in the first place?
Well, I'm the mother of a mentally ill son, and it hits home, and we saw the need and we developed.
I've asked some other people this. It's one thing to help your own child. It's another thing to help someone else. Why'd you help the others?
Well, because there is a need there. My son was helped, and the need is ongoing, and it's just something that has to be done. And I just felt very passionate about doing something about it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
By the way, folks, this is the last interview we're doing today. The Russ Berrie Awards for Making a Difference, 19 years. This is Poppy Davis. There must be a misprint here. This actually says, Poppy, I know you're from Cherry Hill, but it says you're 92 years old, and I know that's a misprint.
92 on my last birthday last year. So I'm walking on 93.
So this is correct?
Yes, it is correct.
This also says that you've been volunteering at the Camden County Red Cross for the last 55 years. Is that a fact?
Well, actually, I was volunteering in Germany, in Japan, and down the Navy Hospital in Philadelphia, and then, of course, Camden County.
Why did you start volunteering those 55 years ago?
Do you know people that they want to do something? I was one of them.
You wanted to make a difference?
Well, yes, it does make a difference, but that's if you let it go as a difference. You know, if you give that meaning, that would make a difference. But it all depends how you take it. It's a charity, you know. Volunteering is a charity, bodily and mentally.
Was it natural for you, or did someone teach you that?
No, I think it came natural to me. I was one of the 9 children, and I was always done what I was told because I was the baby. But otherwise, that's what it is.
What was it like for you today to be recognized as one of the awardees for making a difference?
Well, really, when you have charity involved, you don't supposed to be recognized.
Was it okay?
It's okay, yes. But thanks to my friend, B. Frost, she's the one that put the application in.
Oh, she nominated you?
I guess so. B, would you like it?
Hold on, you nominated her. By the way, Poppy has a fan club that you can't see on camera right now. And I want to also say this. You are an inspiration to all of us.
Oh, thank you.
And I just want to thank you for being one of our 10 honorees this year. And I want to say congratulations. Even though you don't want the credit, we're giving it to you anyway. On behalf of everyone in public television, I want to say thank you for everything you've been doing for a long time.
Thank you. We enjoyed your program and the way you came to us.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Barnabas Health, Investors Bank, New Jersey Resources, NJIT, MD Advantage Insurance Company of New Jersey, New Jersey Sharing Network, and by Adler Aphasia Center. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
Hi, I'm Linda Bowden. Aphasia is a language disorder that occurs from a stroke or a brain injury. My dad had a neurological disorder that no one could diagnose. Although his intellect was intact, his speech was getting worse. Then we learned he had aphasia, and we saw firsthand how isolating it can be. It is possible to help those with aphasia improve their communication skills and regain the confidence to live their lives fully. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with aphasia, there is hope.